వెల్కమ్ టు 7 న్యూస్ తెలుగు.
తిరుమలలో శ్రీవారి లడ్డు ప్రసాదం తయారీ కోసం వైసీపీ హయాంలో వాడిన నెయ్యి కల్తీది అంటూ చెలరేగుతున్న వివాదంపై ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ ఉప ముఖ్యమంత్రి పవన్ కళ్యాణ్ మరోసారి స్పందించారు. ప్రజల మనోభావాలతో ఎవరు చెలగాట మాడొద్దని చెప్పారు. స్వచ్ఛమైన నెయ్యి ధర అధికంగా ఉంటుందని తెలిపారు. అంత మాత్రాన తక్కువ ధరకు వస్తుందని కల్తీ నెయ్యిని ఎలా కొంటారని నిలదీశారు. తిరుమల తిరుపతి శ్రీవారి లడ్డు ప్రసాదంపై జనాల నుంచి ఫిర్యాదులు వచ్చాయని, ల్యాబ్ పరీక్షలు చేయాలని కోరారని చెప్పారు. లడ్డు గురించి ఫిర్యాదులు వస్తున్నప్పటికీ టీటీడీ గత చైర్మన్తో పాటు ఈవో పట్టించుకోలేదని ధ్వసమెత్తారు. తాను శ్రీవారి లడ్డు కల్తీ అయిందన్న విషయం తెలుసుకుని దిగ్భ్రాంతికి గురయ్యానని అన్నారు. తిరుమల పవిత్రను దెబ్బతీశారని గత వైసీపీ సర్కార్పై ఆగ్రహాన్ని వ్యక్తం చేశారు. కాగా లడ్డూ ప్రసాదంలో వాడిన నెయ్యి కల్తీది అంటూ ముఖ్యమంత్రి చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు డైవర్షన్ పాలిటిక్స్ చేస్తున్నారని వైసీపీ నేతలు అంటున్న విషయం తెలిసిందే.
These guys say their claim is why did we change the vendors was it is 1,000 rupees plus something and we have changed it. We have brought it down to, and they said we have to give, the supply had given us around 360 to 400. The making of ghee itself is quite high price. So we understand how could they source such a cheap ghee? And later, after a few months, we're all wondering, maybe we don't know how could they achieve it. So we don't know. They had sourced out from somewhere from Delhi, Gajrabat, somewhere in UP. Delhi or part of Delhi. Maybe we don't know. Maybe someone is there. Maybe they said we don't know. But they said people were complaining regularly. It's smelling of something which is not the usual prasad. A lot of times people used to come to me and they said, see what's happening, maybe you have to put for some kind of lab testing. There are many things, such things. I thought no one would be dare to violate, play with this kind of sentiments. I thought of it, but we didn't give I was looking at other things in TTD. But when this particular issue came, when the new EVO came, we looked at it, I said, we want to revive the TTD. Whatever had been TTD, a lot of mismanagement had been done, misappropriation of funds had been done. They started a thing called Srivani Trust, and they don't know what these guys had done under the. I think Chairman, TTD chairman was Mr. Subbareddy Garu, and EVO was Mr. Dharma Reddy. So we have been consistently raising our concerns regarding the quality of prasad and regarding the functioning of TTD itself, and of course other dharmic issues. But these guys, when we formed the government and I said we want to revive, we want to go back to, then we sent samples and we realized that this is animal fat, fish oil, and of course amount of beef fat and pig fat, fish oil, elements of both these things are there, all these three. And we are quite hurt, quite in a state of shock. And people have taken it for granted to play that kind of games. Here it is, when people have no commitment and no value and no respect for the sanctity of a temple, and if they take charge, this is what exactly happens. In the name of politicking, they went for some substandard things, and that's the result of it. And on the top of it, there is a lot of. It's not just about prasad today. Maybe there were a lot of liquors were supplied, non-vegetarian was supplied, and people were having parties there. And someone raises their voice, it will be with their muscle power. They used to keep them down, and all these things came out. I think there's a high time. That's the reason today morning I tweeted. I think there's a high time to everyone should come together. It's not about one prasad today. It's definitely shocking. It's hurt. I think we have to, because when governments and boards are not acting well, there should be some other monitoring mechanism in India, in Bharat. It should be Sanatana Dharma Parirakshana Board is the order of the day. It is very essential. That's what I feel. Because any kind of desecration happens to idols. The sanctity of the temples not been maintained, like TTD Prasad and all. And whatever the Agama Shastra says, the practices, the devotional practices, the method you pray, when they're not being practiced, I think a lot of mere political employments come into the picture. So there should be, I feel, the reason I had proposed for Sanatana Dharma Parirakshana Board is essential. The reason was, when you leave it to the political groups, there is more such incidents are likely to happen on a regular basis, which to thwart it and to find a permanent solution or to find a permanent method to mitigate, I think Sanatana Dharma Parirakshana Board, I think we should constitute. Maybe I'll speak to our cabinet and honorable CM also. I think I think I'll take it forward, this particular concept, and if you look at it, a lot of revolutionary concepts came under the leadership of Sri CBN Garu. And in the same manner, I think we will constitute something like Sanatana Dharma Parirakshana Board is essential. It is order of the day, and I'll take it up in the next meeting, in cabinet meeting, and with my colleagues and the honorable CM.
Sir, across the state we are having a lot of temples. Are you going to initiate any such type of committees?
I think we should, because none should. Even in Pitapuram, they have desecrated temples. They have destroyed the idols. Around to my knowledge, I think it varies, but as of now, I can remember around 219 to around 300 temples were desecrated, and the radhams were burnt out. The idols were desecrated. A lot of see, for every place of worship, irrespective if it's a mosque, it's a church or a temple, you have to maintain the you have to maintain the sanctity of that. You cannot desecrate that part. So the problem is, when temples are being attacked, it is the fundamental responsibility of every political leader, irrespective of which faith you belong to. If something happens to mosque, I would like to raise my voice. If something happens to a church, I would like to raise my voice. If something happens to the temple, I think I should raise my voice. So this kind of approach had to be, this kind of consciousness had to be awakened. I think it is very essential for the integrity of our nation, I think, which is being neglected. I think it's a high time. I think we should put an end to it, and we will find a kind of method to mitigate such situations.
So what's the Janasena stance on the one nation?
It is not just about Janasena. Maybe every average member of this nation feels like constantly they're getting tired of these elections. Every time, imagine, today is not just, we are not just one country, we are a huge country. And somewhere in some country, some part of the nation, election keeps on happening. The entire national discourse on channels, which is supposed to be on fundamental development, instead of leaving it for, it is pre-poll, during poll and post-poll. For every election, it takes away a quality time of 3 months, public discourse into elections. And every 1.5 years, 9 months, 12 months, somewhere the other happens. So the greatest thing which we could have focused on development of the people, development of the country is missing, and also the military force, supposed to be, the paramilitary force has been at one time usage, and then they can go back to the designated job which they're supposed to do. And money would come down. And all these things are put together. It is one nation, one election is not about one party, one individual. It is the echo of that entire people of this nation. Maybe some might disagree, don't agree, that's not it, but the majority are agreeing. And I feel it is a right direction. We are moving in the right direction.